check the state of the session, and we just got the release of the important fundamentals for all euro pairs, and no surprise, there's a formation of a high momentum bullish candle here on euro dollar at the moment. And let me just check if the chat is working here, the quality of the session. I hope that the voice is working. I hope that you see the chart, and I hope that you're ready for another live stream. Yeah, so hello everyone, good morning everyone, and time to start another live stream. And many members asked me why the hell I changed the time of the live stream. And the reason is simple, because in London, in the UK, clocks have been changed. And for, with this winter time, it is always the problem that depending on the region where you are living, the timing of changing the clocks is always different. So for example, in the United States, they change the clock, if I remember correctly, in the middle of November. In some European countries, clocks are changed at the end of November. In some regions, the clocks are changed at the end of October. And in some regions, the clocks are changed at the beginning of November. So that is always the problem with the winter time, and same issue is, by the way, with the clocks change on summertime. So if you see that today we have the unusual timing for the live stream, the only reason is the change of clock in the UK. And I hope that you are ready for another live stream. I hope that you see me, you hear my voice. I hope that the connection is stable. And what we're gonna do today? So I guess you saw that ahead of the US elections, or probably ahead of some other important events, the Forex market remains quite calm, I would say. And I guess you saw that among the majority of the major and minor Forex pairs, the price movements, the waves are quite limited. And during today's live stream, we will try to find some trading opportunities among these pairs. We will try to find some pullback trades. We will try to find some swing trades. As always, we will analyze a lot of different instruments, a lot of different pairs. We will analyze a lot of charts. I will answer your questions. I will, and as you know, we always have a very simple rule during these live sessions that I will not finish a live stream before I answer all your questions during the entire live stream. I will keep reading the live chat. Right, so show me your presence, say hello in the live chat if you are here and listening, if you are ready, and just let me know where are you watching from, and let me know, and just say hello to other members. And hello Rohit, hello Debayo, Ernest here, Stefan, Ahmir, PK, Patrick, Christina, Jennifer, Victor, Katal, Yusuf. And by the way, if I pronounce your name incorrectly, I'm truly sorry about that. It's quite complicated sometimes to read the names of different cultures. Yeah, so that's not my fault. Yeah, Andy here, Yav, and Tiara here. So I was really thinking what to start today's live stream with, and then I found it quite complicated to find any decent setup for this morning. But I have some peculiar one, the one on pound Swiss pair, the potential I would say, pullback trade after the release of the Swiss fundamentals. So let's check that. Let's open the chart. And as always, if you're wondering what instrument I analyze, what time frame do I check, you can find the watermark in the middle of the chart. In the middle of the chart, you will see the trading instrument and the time frame that I currently analyze. Yes, also in the top left corner, also there's the name of the trading instrument and the time frame. So, and as always, you can also ask if you don't see. Hello, Asena here, Manish from India, George. Chica, thank you for joining. So let's check pound Swiss pair. Let's check pound Swiss pair and discuss a potential local buying opportunity here. What do we see on pound Swiss pair is that the pair is very weak. The market is very weak, and you can see that since the beginning of October, the price action started to contract, really, and you can see that the daily movements, the daily impulse legs became shorter and shorter. So that just signifies that the market participants are waiting for something. Yes, the formation of such a contracting price action always signifies that the market participants are waiting of some important events. And because the US elections are ahead, we may assume that the market is contracting because of the coming US elections. It is not the fact, it can be some other reason, but the fact is that definitely we see the contraction of a price action. And once the market starts contracting, the only thing that we can look for in such a market are the pullback trades and the local day trades. Because from the swing trading perspective, pound Swiss pair is not appropriate at the moment, because when we are trading the swing trading setups, we are trying to catch the strong directional movement, and you can see that since the beginning of October, we don't have such movements right here. So analyzing this recent price action, the first thing that you should do, and ideally you should execute the structure analysis and try to get what are the closest supports and resistances that the market is respecting in order to, and find the current trading range. That will be very useful for the identification of the safe trading points, levels, and areas. So if we analyze pound Swiss, on a daily, we can spot that at the moment we are trading within this range. Yes, I would say that this is our current local trading range. And since the middle of October, we are respecting the boundaries of this range. And once you spot the range, remember that, once you see the market that is stuck within the range, what can you anticipate? You can anticipate that the market will keep staying within the range, and you can anticipate bearish movements from the resistance of the range and bullish movements from the support of the range. Yes, so the upper and the lower boundary of the range always provide safe places to buy and sell the market from. And once the market reaches the support of the range, we can anticipate a bullish movement all the way up to the resistance of the range. And once the resistance of the range is reached, we can anticipate a bearish movement all the way down to the support of the range. You can see that with the recent test of the support of the range, a bullish movement initiated. And we can assume that this violation signifies the local strength of the buyers and the highly probable continuation all the way up to the resistance of the range. So we can assume that for now it is the local bullish market, and after the test of the support of the range, the price will manage to reach the resistance of the range. Now within that range, what we can also spot, this horizontal structure. And this horizontal resistance here is perfectly in the middle of the range. And the middle of the range quite often is also quite an important psychological point, place, that you can also consider for trading opportunities. And you can see that yesterday with the yesterday's bullish movement, that structure here was broken. Yes, with the strong bullish candle, we violated that structure and we closed above that on a daily. Now we may assume that the broken structure turns into support, into a strong support from where a bullish movement may continue. So what we did, we analyzed the structures, we analyzed key levels, we analyzed the recent price action, and we found a very safe area to buy the market from, expecting a bullish continuation to the upper boundary of the range. After that, what we do, we start analyzing the lower time frames. We start executing the top-down analysis, and we start looking for a confirmation signal. What can be our confirmation? Let's study 4-hour time frame first. What do we see on the 4-hour time frame? On the 4-hour time frame, we can see this strong key level. It is a one single level right here, yes, or the narrow area that the market respected many times in the recent past. First, it was a strong intraday resistance, and after they broke out, it turned into a strong support from where we saw a bullish movement after the breakout. Now, if we analyze the hourly time frame, what can we see on an hourly time frame? And here, the smart money concept trader will easily recognize a bullish confirmation. What is your bullish confirmation here? You can see that once we tested our support, we formed a doji candle here. You can see that the market was falling quite steadily, and once our orange support, our orange intraday support was reached, we formed a doji. Yes, that is a very important sign that the supply and demand found the balance. If previously the market was driven by the local excess of supply, once that orange support was reached, the supply and demand found the balance. And what happened next? After that, you can see that the price formed this long wick. And this long wick right here is a very perfect example of the liquidity grab. With that, the smart money, the institutional traders were attempting to stop out the retail traders. So the smart money assumed that the stop losses of buyers who are buying from that support were lying somewhere here. And with this liquidity grab, the smart money managed to stop hunt the buyers. But also with this liquidity grab, smart money may induce the sellers to start selling, implying that it is the breakout of that orange support. Why I am that sure that it is the liquidity grab right here, the trap and the manipulation? Because immediately after the grab, we formed a strong bullish candle. And that bullish candle right here, this strong green body, represents the bullish imbalance. You can see that this bullish candle, the body of this bullish candle, managed to engulf this three bearish candles. Yes, that is a very, 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 very nice sign of strength of the buyers right here. And after you see the confirmed liquidity grab and the bullish imbalance, then you can look for entries. And your entries should be based on a retest of the closest order block zone. And where is the order block zone? The order block zone is simply based on the range of the previous candle, the candle preceding the imbalance. Yes, that is your order block zone right here. Yes, that is the zone from where you buy. Yes, you set a buy limit on that. Yes, you can see, by the way, that we already got a retest of that right here. And you set the stop loss below the lows. And first, you anticipate a bullish movement to the current high. That is kind of the first goal for the trade. And then after it is reached, yeah, and trading view does not let me duplicate it. This, yeah. And then you can anticipate the bullish movement to the resistance that we spotted on a daily, right? So that is basically a very clear and simple process that you can follow. You execute the structure analysis on a daily, you try to get the correct bias, you are trying to predict where the market is going, then you are trying to find the safe zones to look for trading opportunities, and then you study the price action within the zones. And the trap and the imbalance give you a very strong confirmation from the smart money concept trading perspective. Yes, and if you are the old-fashioned trader, if you don't really know what's the idea of the smart money concept trading strategy, that the old name of that strategy is the false breakout strategy. So the idea is that we got a false violation of that orange structure, orange support, and after the false violation we see a bullish engulfing candle right here. Yes, and bullish engulfing candle is always strong bullish candle, and then you simply trying to buy the market on a retest of a recent structure. Here's your recent structure. So yeah, SMC is more about fancy names, fancy callings, fancy terms. Yes, and the classic is the classic. Yes, but the idea is the same. The logic is the same, and it really depends. It really does not matter how do you call all these events here. Yeah, either you apply the new fancy terms or you stick to the classics. Yeah, and I just checked. You know, it's very funny because I was trying. If you ever visited my website vasilytrader.com, you should know that there are hundreds of free educational articles there. And I was just trying to compare the popularity of the articles, changing the titles. So in one article, I explained how to treat the false breakout strategy, how to treat false breakouts, and in another article, I explained how to treat liquidity grab and imbalance. And it turned out that the terminology of liquidity grab and imbalance attracted so many people, while the false breakout trading strategy, was no one really read it. I guess I was the only person who read it. Yeah, and that's very funny how just the change of the terminology and changes the popularity of different trading strategies being completely the same. Let me introduce what else to analyze for you. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know what else to check for you. I really wanted to discuss Bitcoin quickly with you because it is a very, very important moment for the market. If you haven't checked that, you should know that the market is currently testing the levels of the current all-time high. We have a very significant resistance right here that the market is approaching at the moment. And watching how strong is the sentiment at the moment, watching the recent price action and contemplating a clear change of character here and the start of a brand new bullish trend. Yes, if previously here you can see that with this correctional movement we started to trade in a bearish trend, but with the recent price action the trend was violated. The trend, we got a confirmed trend change, the trend became bullish, and now trading in a bullish trend we are testing the highs. Of course, it is a very clear indication that the market is preparing for a breakout right here. It is a clear indication that the market is preparing for a bull run. Yes, for the violation of that strong yellow resistance. So be prepared for a breakout, be prepared for the update of the all-time high. And I do believe that the daily candle close above that yellow resistance will be a very strong bullish signal, the signal that will confirm the strengths of the buyers. Yes, and then we can easily anticipate a bullish movement to 78,000 to 80,000. So be prepared for the growth. Yes, now let's check Aussie dollar. I see a question from Tiny about Aussie dollar. By the way, there's very peculiar price action on pound dollar pair at the moment, and those who are trading pound dollar, especially those who are trading pound dollar with the swing trading strategy, yeah, should really spot the trading setup that I identified. So give me yes in the live chat and we will check pound dollar and I will show you what I spotted there. So let's open Aussie dollar. Let's open the naked chart and discuss the current situation. So on Aussie dollar pair, again, analyzing the daily time frame, it is very important for you to correctly execute the structure analysis, the support and resistance analysis. Because from one perspective, we can see this support right here. Yes, and from such a perspective, you can see that support right here looks like it doesn't really hold anymore. But considering the price action right here, you can see that from such a perspective, the market perfectly respected that yellow support. You can see that structure here is truly significant. It is a very important historic structure that the price reached, and you can see that many times in the past, right? That structure here was respected. It's a very significant structure level that Aussie dollar pair tested. So from this structure, with the high probability, we may see a pullback, especially because at the moment the pair looks quite oversold. Let's analyze the intraday timeframes and let's try to discuss what can be our intraday bullish confirmation right here. What do we see? Let's try to look for some trend lines, right? Let's try to find some significant trend lines that the price is respecting. You can see that we have this falling portal channel here, and you can see that definitely we have a minor bearish trend on the 4-hour time frame within this falling portal channel. What else do we have? I guess we have one more channel. So not only we have the falling portal channel here, but we also have a falling wedge pattern. And let me just underline the wedge for you so you could better recognize that. So the price action on Aussie dollar here is very telling, and you can see that we were steadily falling within this channel on the 4-hour time frame, and then we tested this yellow support, this yellow daily structure support. After that, you can see that the sentiment started to change, and you can see that we violated the resistance line of this falling wedge pattern. You can see that at the moment we are forming a strong bullish imbalance here. That is a very nice example of a high momentum bullish candle, of a bullish imbalance. And also, again, from the smart money perspective, we may also see that right here we have a local change of character, yes, with the violation of this minor resistance here. So I think the price action on a 4-hour time frame clearly indicates that the market is oversold at the moment, and we can anticipate a bullish movement at least to the resistance line of this falling parallel channel. And then it will be a very important decision moment for the pair, because ahead this week we are anticipating a lot of US fundamentals. For example, today we are expecting the US GDP data. And the US GDP data can be the important catalyst for the pair. And the release of the news may make the pair bullish or bearish. We don't know. We cannot predict the numbers in the economic calendar, but we have built a plan ahead of the release of the US fundamentals. So first, for now, we will expect the local bullish continuation, a bullish movement to the resistance of the channel. But then what will be our plan? Then everything will depend on the reaction of the price to the resistance of the channel. We will either violate the resistance of the channel and go up, go to higher structure levels, or we will respect the resistance of the channel and we will start falling. Yes, and the violation of that yellow support will push the prices lower. So depending on the reaction of the price to the news, you can have the plan to buy the pair, you can have the plan to buy and anticipate a bullish movement, or you can have a plan to sell. So what I really like about the technical analysis is that you don't really care where the market is going. Yes, if it is bullish, you can build a solid plan for buying, and if the market is bearish, you can follow your strategy, the rules of your technical analysis, and find a strong bearish confirmation. Yes, so that is going to be the plan. For now, we are anticipating a local bullish continuation to the resistance of the channel. Then we will be waiting for the breakout. Yes, and if you're looking for the articles on the website, it is the free education page, and there you will find, yes, the categories, the different, yeah, so you will find it. It's very straightforward. It is very straightforward. But if you cannot find it, just leave me a message on Instagram or Telegram, and I will send you the link. Now let's check pound dollar. Let's check pound dollar and discuss the price action on pound dollar, because it is, man, it is very, 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 very peculiar at the moment. So pound dollar pair, definitely bullish from the long-term perspective, but looks kind of bearish from the mid-term perspective, because just recently it turned out that the market managed to violate the significant daily horizontal structure support. We violated that and closed below that. But if we analyze the longer-term price action, if we analyze how the price acts since spring, we can spot one peculiar trend line here, this one. Yes, you can see that we have this trend line, and we may, I guess from such a perspective, we can draw one more trend line. And yeah, and we can see that still from such a perspective, the pair is still bullish. Yes, and the test of the trend line, the consequent bullish reaction to that, kind of confirms that it is too early to see that we have a confirmed bearish reversal here. Then if we zoom in the chart and analyze the recent price action, we can spot this falling parallel channel here. And what is very interesting is that though we have violated this significant support recently, we see a clear sign of strength of the buyers here after the test of a rising trend line. You can see that the price violated the resistance line of this falling parallel channel. Here we have quite a significant sign of strength of the buyers, and it may indicate that the market is preparing for more growth. The only confirmation that I would, extra confirmation that I would look for here ahead of the release of the important US fundamentals is the reaction of the price to that minor resistance, right? I hope you see this resistance. So this resistance is a minor daily resistance that the market was respecting for 5 consecutive days. And your extra bullish confirmation will be the violation of that resistance and a daily candle close above that. So the plan is that you wait for the release of the US GDP data. Today the release will be in 4 hours, and then you analyze how the daily candle closes. If a daily candle closes above that yellow resistance, it will signify that the release of the US GDP data made the pair bullish and the pair violated a strong resistance. So you don't even need to try to decipher the meaning of the fundamentals. You just can check the charts, can check how the daily candle closes, and you can derive what was the real impact of the fundamental release. So, and once the daily candle closes above that yellow resistance, we can expect a bullish movement higher. Now, gold traders, if you are here and listening, give me yes in the live chat, and we will discuss gold, and we will discuss the current situation there. And let's also discuss silver, pound Swiss. Quick question about pound Swiss. So yeah, if you trade the liquidity grab, the false breakout, all that stuff, you always keep your stop loss below the low of the liquidity grab. So in such a case, that's the WAC, and you set your stop loss below the WAC. Then let's check silver. And discuss what do we have on silver at the moment. So earlier last week, I guess you remember that we got a sharp, strong bullish movement on silver, and with that the market violated this significant resistance that turned into a strong support at the moment. Also, what we have is a strong rising trend line here, this one, right? And as we discussed earlier on one of the previous live streams, the trend line and the broken structure will compose the contracting demand zone, the area from where I would suggest looking for buying, from where I would suggest looking for trend following trading setup. You can see that the market was trying to retest the broken structure, but because of this strong bullish pressure, it did not manage to do so. So I still hope that this demand zone will be respected, because from here, from that zone, within that zone, I will look for confirmation to buy the market. What else do we see right here? We have a clearly strong resistance here based on the current, on the psychological level 35. The price almost reached that, yes, and then started to fall. And definitely that yellow cluster is the closest strong resistance from such a perspective. If we analyze a 4-hour time frame, now we can spot that we started correctional movement right here. Yes, the market started to correct, and you can see that let's draw it in this way. You can see that we started to trade in a minor bearish trend here in the 4-hour time frame. Yes, the price action became bearish. Then right here we set a higher low, and the market started to grow. And with the yesterday's price action, we got a confirmed change of character right here. You can see that the price managed to violate the level of the last lower high in this bearish trend, and the bullish violation of that gives us the confirmed change of character. So what can it signify? It may signify that the market is now returning to a global bullish trend, and it may signify that the market may easily go higher. And where will it go if it goes higher? It will go to the closest strong resistance. And where is our closest strong resistance? Our closest strong resistance is over here. So that is where the market is hitting now, potentially, right? So that is the current bias for silver, and I hope that you agree with that. Yeah, and if you don't have any active position on silver at the moment, again, my recommendation is to wait for the release of the US news first and then follow the market, because the news are in 4 hours already, and if you wanted to buy, I guess it's too late to buy. It's better to wait for the news, and then after the news, try to find the safe point to try to buy the market from. Pound yen. Let's quickly discuss pound yen, because pound yen looks quite overbought at the moment. If we check the key levels on a daily, we can easily recognize this historic resistance, very strong historic resistance that the price reached, and from that historic resistance we may see a pullback, we may see a local correction. Let's analyze the intraday timeframes and discuss what can be our confirmation. From the price action perspective, we can spot that at the moment pound yen pair is consolidating. You can see that we are now stuck within this horizontal range. Yes, that is the current range where the pair is stuck. And of course, the support of the range is now the intraday structure from where buyers are buying, from where the buying orders are placed, and the recent bullish movements from that orange support confirm such assumption. What can confirm the continuation of a correction here? The continuation of a correction will be confirmed with the violation of that 4-hour support. A 4-hour candle close below that may confirm the local overbought state of the pair, and it may confirm the continuation of a correction. Continuation of a correction at least to that 4-hour structure support. That is the next strong support that we see on the pound yen pair. So pay close attention. Yes, it looks like that is quite a probable scenario here. Alternatively, the release of the bullish fundamentals today may push the prices higher, and if the daily candle violates that yellow resistance, if a daily candle closes above that yellow resistance, then with the high probability the market will go higher. With the high probability we will continue growing then, and with the high probability that resistance will be tested then. Yeah. So traders, give me yes if you are still following and listening, if so far the analysis that I share with you makes sense to you, and that everything is clear. Let's check gold now, I guess. Yes, and let's discuss the current situation with gold. So what happened with gold yesterday? And by the way, previously, what happened with gold? Gold updated the all-time highs many times, and then we started to consolidate. Within this range. And again, we identify so many ranges. These ranges are truly very important for the recognition, for the analysis, because as always we assume that within the ranges the trading volumes are accumulating, and within the ranges the big players are accumulating the positions, and most likely, because the trend is strongly bullish, the smart money were accumulating the buying positions within that range. So I notified my TradingView and Telegram followers yesterday that it looks like the accumulation is over, and that the market is preparing for a breakout. And after that, the price went up, and we updated the all-time high, and today the market is going higher. So again, the question is, where is going to be the next goal for the buyers now, and from where the next correction, from where the next pullback will initiate? And as we discussed multiple times already, in such a case, when there are no historic price levels, when the market updates the all-time highs on a daily basis, you cannot find, obviously, any historic resistance that you can rely on. But one of the reliable ways and techniques to identify the next potentially stronger resistance is to analyze the round numbers, to analyze the psychological levels. And you can see that right here we have 2,800 level. Why that level is important? Because it is the whole round number. And with the absence of the historic levels, such levels may attract the liquidity. Such levels may attract the market participants. So with the high probability, first of all, that resistance here will be reached, with the high probability that resistance is now the next goal for the buyers. And we can expect that the market will go higher. And moreover, we can anticipate that with the high probability from that resistance, the next correction will initiate. The next correctional movement, the next pullback movement will initiate. And important warning here, because I am not saying that from that level the market will start reversing. No, I am just talking about a correctional movement. For example, look how the market reacted to 2,600 level. Once it was reached, we just got a tiny pullback. The market retraced from that resistance and then started to grow again, right? And so do not expect the market reversal from the psychological level. The psychological level just can be applied for the taking profit. So if you're holding a long position, and you do not know where to take your profits, the psychological level can be a reliable level for taking the profits. And that can be the psychological level can be the level, as I said, from where you can anticipate a pullback. And then once that pullback initiates, then you just prepare for buying after a pullback. Yes, so that is how you apply that in your trading and in your analysis. I see a question from Yav. Vasily, after a break of a trend line or support, how can you calculate the end of a retest, and what the point must you enter a trade like that? So yeah, you never know which point exactly the market will retest after the breakout. Moreover, there's no guarantee that the retest will occur at all. And the logic is very simple. So let's, I don't know, let's just, for the sake of the example, let's just take the price action here. Imagine that you decided to trade the breakout of that structure. You see its violation and then you want to buy. Where exactly should you buy from? And after the breakout, the broken structure here turns into support. So everything depends on your desired risk to reward ratio and the, yeah, I guess it's all about the reward to risk ratio, because higher you will buy, lower the reward to risk ratio you will get. So for example, if you buy from the upper boundary of the broken structure with the stop loss lying somewhere here, and if you buy from the lower boundary of that structure, yes, you can see that the reward to risk ratio will be completely different. So so lower is your buy limit, yes, bigger is the potential reward. But one more thing that you should always consider when you are trading on a retest is that lower is your entry, lower is the probability that the market will reach your entry after retest, because the market may easily test the upper boundary of a broken structure and start growing, not reaching your entry level. So it is always a trade-off, and of course, to kind of increase the chances of the activation of your trade, it is always better to open the trade from the upper boundary of the broken structure. But if you measure potential reward to risk ratio for your trade and you see a bad reward to risk ratio, then you lower your entry level, and doing so you increase the potential reward to risk ratio for the trade. Yes, yeah, I hope that you understood the logic of a retest trading. Now let's briefly check what is happening with gold on the intraday time frames. Let's analyze the 4-hour time frame first. Let's see if we have something special right here. By the way, very peculiar how candlestick analysis quite often indicates the local overbought state of the market, because analyzing the 4-hour candlesticks, we can see that first we formed high momentum bullish candle. We violated our strong daily resistance with this high momentum bullish candle, and then you can see how the candles started to become weaker and weaker. Yes, you can see that the size of the bodies and the range of the candles started to decline, signifying the exhaustion of the buyers. Yes, that is always very telling. Then, if we check an hourly time frame, and this slowing price action, can we see any pattern? Let's try to find any pattern right here. Right. Let's try to draw it from another point from here. Yeah, so from such a perspective, we have kind of the expanding wedge pattern. We have the expanding wedge pattern, and the support of the wedge so far is the point from where buyers are buying. So of course, the violation of the support of the wedge from such a perspective, yes, can indicate the initiation of a local correctional movement. But traders, please do not sell the market in such a strong bullish trend. Even though many traders strongly convinced that the market is already too high beyond its fair value, but shorting the market in such a strong bullish trend is always not an option. It's better to try to predict a pullback and try to buy the market after the completion of the pullback, following the trend. Yeah. And the best scenario, I think, that we can expect right here, the best and the most reliable scenario, is to let the price keep trading within this wedge pattern, let the price reach our psychological level, and as the confirmation, let the price violate the support of the wedge, because the violation of the support of the wedge will indicate the clear strengths of the sellers, and that will confirm the initiation of a local, at least intraday correctional movement. So that is going to be the optimal scenario. Question from Chiara: I tried putting 1D time frame, but my chart looks so much different. Did you go YTD then 1D or what? So cheaters, if your chart looks different than mine, there can be a lot of different reasons for that. First, you should check what quote providers do you use, because here in TradingView there are a lot of different charts for gold, and sometimes different brokers have different charts. And with my students in my trading academy on live streams, quite often we encounter the situations when there is a strong signal with one broker, but there's no signal with another broker analyzing the same instrument and same time frame. So it really matters which quote provider do you use for analysis. And secondly, here in TradingView, on the right corner, there is this logarithmic chart. And making the chart logarithmic, again, sometimes make the chart completely different. Yes, changing the appearance of the candles and stuff. So, and probably there can be some other factors. But broker, quote providers, logarithmic chart, I guess these are the main reasons of the difference of the appearance of the chart. But yeah, here is the daily time frame. Yes, you can see that I have the star on that. Yeah, so if your daily time frame looks different, probably it is because of your broker. This is BB says, hi Vasily, where besides a structure point is the safe stop loss placement? So the general logic is very simple. If you are buying from the support, stop loss is below the support. If you are selling from the resistance, stop loss is above the resistance. But it is really specific from case to case. And on my YouTube channel, there is the risk management playlist. You can watch it. There are a lot of different lessons about stop loss placement, some risk management techniques and stuff. So check that there. I explain how to set a safe stop loss. And here, for the analysis, I use the OANDA quotes. Yes, and by the way, Forex.com quotes are also good. FXCM quotes are good. So if I use the OANDA quotes, it doesn't mean that you should use specifically the OANDA quotes. It is, for me and the members of my academy, it is just convenient to always stick to one quote provider so that we could see the same chart. Yes, but it doesn't mean that you should have the chart the same as mine. Yes, use the chart that is convenient to you. Let me know, cheaters, what else to analyze for you. Let me know if you have any questions. By the way, if you're a scalper, and you are scalping gold, of course, for you, this rising trend line can give a signal to buy. If you're trading gold on 15 minutes, 5 minutes time frame, of course, you can try to buy the market within this expanding wedge pattern, trying to find the confirmation after the test of the trend line. So what kind of confirmation you can look for? You see the test of the trend line and then start analyzing the 15 minutes and 5 minutes time frame. what can be your confirmation right here? You can see that in 15 minutes time frame, the price is now consolidating within this range. Yes, and the price may easily form a double bottom formation here after the test of the trend line. And so what is your signal right here? What can be your signal right here? Your signal can be the violation of that orange resistance and the 15 minutes candle close above. Then buying on a retest, yes, set your stop loss below the lows and anticipate more growth, yes, even to this orange daily resistance. So that is basically how you are scalping. For example, if we quickly backtest how the market reacted to the trend line in the recent past, we can spot a similar range right here. You can see that the price formed a double bottom. You can see that we retested the broken neckline and then we initiated a strong bullish movement. Yeah, so we can stick to a similar plan right here. The only difference is that the range of this double bottom is bigger than the range right here. So here the reward to risk ratio could have been definitely much better. Yeah. So that is basically how you are scalping. But with scalping gold, always remember to check your spreads, traders, because unfortunately with gold, spreads are quite high occasionally. And taking the scalping trade, much of your profits can be eaten simply because of the big spread. So always check the spread before you take the scalping trade on gold. Then Custom says candle duration. So in my trading, I use the daily candle, 4-hour, 1-hour candle duration. Yav says the difference in charts are linked to the broker. I was experiencing same till I changed all my charts to AUDUSD. Yes. So the rule is, traders, that if you have a diverse watch list, it's highly recommendable to stick to one quote provider among all the instruments that you analyze. Yes, that is a very, very important rule. Now let's check Euro New Zealand. Let's check Euro New Zealand and check what is the situation on Euro New Zealand at the moment. I guess what happened with the pair managed to violate a significant daily horizontal structure resistance, right? This one. This structure here was very strong, and with the yesterday's bullish movement, that structure went broken. We violated that and the daily candle closed above that. Now we may assume that after the breakout, the broken structure turns into support. In the support from where more growth may initiate. If we analyze how the price acts on a 4-hour time frame, what do we see right here? If we have something special right here to watch at the moment, let's check the hourly. So at the moment, nothing special. We are retesting the broken structure. So for now, and by the way, returning back to the daily, it's also very important to realize that we have also a very strong support right here. So we have two very strong supports lying very close to each other here in Euro New Zealand. And from one of the supports, with a high probability, a bullish continuation will follow. So your only task at the moment is to look for the signal to buy here, to look for a confirmation to buy, look for some bullish pattern right here. For now, we don't have any, but if I see any strong bullish confirmation, I will definitely send a signal to my free Telegram channel. So make sure that you subscribe. The link is always in the description below. Yeah, and with the Pound Aussie violated a very important resistance, right? I guess you saw that here on pound USD, we got this significant structure that was broken. We broke that with the high momentum bullish candle, and now the market is retracing. So the best strategy that we can follow is to let the market continue retracing, and we can look for the test of that broken structure right here. Yes, that broken structure for now is the closest safe zone to look for buying. And analyzing the historic price action, we can spot that our closest strong resistance from such a perspective is right here. So the pair has a nice potential to continue growing. The pair has a potential to continue growing all the way up to that orange resistance. So I think that our best trend following strategy here will be to wait for the test of one of these broken structures. From there, once one of these broken structures is tested, look for a confirmation signal to buy. Now the indexes. And Yav says, can you please explain more on how to identify double bottom and double top? I get confused sometimes. Yav, I have a separate watch list on my YouTube channel. It is called Price Action Patterns, I believe. There you will find a lot of lessons about treating the chart patterns, classic chart patterns like double top, double bottom, head and shoulders, triangles, and stuff. So please check it. I recorded a lot of videos and strategies explaining how to treat different chart patterns. Then what is going to be the next one? Let's check the indexes. Because though gold, Bitcoin are rallying, the indexes so far don't look really healthy. And what happened recently with the US30 index, for example, we even violated the significant support and went lower. So though the recent price action on US30 is very bearish, for now we perceive it as just the correctional movement, the pullback within this strong bullish trend. And what we should do now is to look for the safe zones, safe levels from where we can look for one more trend following movement. Our closest strong support is right here. That is a very strong horizontal support that I see. We also have a very strong support right here. We have a strong support right here. So you can see we have a lot of supports right here. The supports that are lying quite close to each other. So what you do, you let the market keep correcting. You let the market test one of those orange structures. And from one of those orange structures, you can look for trend following movement. That is for now what I see here. If we check US 100 looks very bullish now because we successfully violated that resistance right here. After multiple tests of that, you can see that finally yesterday we violated that. So it opens the path for a bullish continuation to the resistance based on the all-time high. So we can anticipate more growth. And because the trend is bullish, with the high probability, the resistance of the all-time high will be broken, and with the high probability the market will go higher then. Yes, so wait for a breakout and then try to buy and retest, anticipating a bullish movement. With the S&P 500 index, the situation is that the index is now within the range. Yes, that is the current range where the index is trading. Yes, that is the current range where the market is now stuck. And again, the trend on the index is obviously bullish. We are very bullish here. And the best signal that you can look for from such a perspective is, of course, the violation of that orange resistance. Yes, if the daily candle closes above that orange resistance, we'll go higher with a high probability. And what is going to be the next goal for the buyers then? We have a very important psychological level here. 6,000 level. It is a very significant key level. And that key level can potentially be the next call for the buyers after the breakout. So wait for the breakout, try to buy on a retest of a broken resistance and anticipate more growth. That is what I see. And I see a question from I don't know how to read it. I don't know how to read this the symbols, but if you want to see the analysis for gold, please check the recording. I guess we analyzed that around 15 minutes ago. I shared a very detailed outlook. Then dollar CAD and WTI crude oil. Let's check dollar CAD first. Dollar CAD it's Greece. Yes, it's Greece. I could expect that. I was expecting that it's either the Georgia or Greece. Yeah. And man, your glyphs are crazy, man. And I have no idea how you read it. Yeah, so dollar CAD, we have very strong resistance here, definitely. The resistance based on the current local high. And yeah, so let's even zoom out the chart. Let's open weekly time frame, I guess. Let's open the weekly. I want you to realize that it looks like we have the signs of a bullish accumulation here on dollar CAD. Because what we see is that over time, the market set multiple equal highs here. But at the same time, the market has a very nice tendency to continue setting the higher lows. So it clearly indicates the hidden accumulation of buying volumes here. And it indicates that we may see a breakout attempt of that orange resistance soon. I think that probabilities will be high that at some moment that orange resistance will be broken. And because at the moment we are testing that, I do believe that we can easily violate that soon. So watch carefully. From such a perspective, I definitely would not recommend selling the market from that orange resistance. I think that there is a chance that a bearish movement will not start from that this time. Yes, and that we're gonna see the breakout attempt of this resistance. Your confirmation in such a case will be the weekly candle close above that orange resistance. After the breakout, of course, that will turn into a very strong support, and it will open the potential for more growth. And analyzing the historic price action, historic levels, yeah, that can be then the next goal for the buyers, that resistance cluster right here. Yeah, and Christos, thank you for joining the session. And yeah, thank you for being here. I appreciate. I truly appreciate. Now, what will we check? Well, I guess now we will check WTI crude oil. The gap that WTI crude oil formed after the market opening on Monday was truly crazy. I guess you saw, traders, that the gap that we saw right here, it was like 4% gap, right? That gap was crazy. And you know, I think that first we have a test of a strong support cluster right here at the moment. We see a test of this significant support cluster right here. And once we see the gap, with the high probability the gap is always filled. Sometimes it's quite complicated to see exactly when the gap will be filled. So quite a long period of time may pass before the market actually fills the gap. But the fact that we reached such a strong support right here, and the fact that we are standing on that support at the moment indicates that probably quite soon that gap right here will be filled. And what can indicate what can indicate that the market started to that the market starts filling the gap? Analyzing a 4-hour time frame, we see that on a 4-hour time frame we are currently consolidating. We are currently trading within the range. Yes, that is one more range. So many ranges we discussed today. That is the range where oil is now stuck. And you can see that the resistance of the range definitely is a very strong intraday structure that the market respected multiple times already. And I do believe that the violation of the resistance of the range here will confirm that the market finally decides to fill the gap. And if we violate the resistance of the range, where will we go? We will go to the gap opening level. And where is the gap opening level? Our gap opening level is right here. Yes, so because it is the gap opening level, because from that level the market dropped, forming the gap. So that can be the goal for the buyers once the market starts filling the gap. Yeah. And what is Ernest says oil is dirty. Yeah, man. For sure. And I don't really got this. I was reading the news why kind of oil decided to, why oil formed such a huge gap, and checking trading view. Yeah, the reason was that yeah, wait a second, I'm just trying to get the reason why. Yeah, this one. So the gap was formed because Israel did not target the oil facilities in Iran. Really? Is that a real reason why the market formed 4% price gap? I don't know. If I'm not a fundamental trader, but I think that it's something else is right here. Probably the media are trying to hide the real issue, the real problem, the real thing that happened here. But yeah, the official explanation, the official fundamental explanation doesn't really make sense to me. Let me know, by the way, what are your views about that. Yev says, Vasily, you make trading so simple, analyzing without any indicators. You are really amazing trader. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate. Then I also promised to check. Dollar index. Let's quickly check that and discuss what is going on here, because you should realize that at the moment, dollar index is stuck on the significant resistance. We got a very nice bull run right here, and it stopped once we reached that resistance. And again, the range here. We have the range here that the index started to respect, and we have a lot of US fundamentals ahead, especially the GDP data coming in 3 hours. So then I think that the violation of that support may trigger finally some correction on the index. And if we start growing again, be very careful, because we have a lot of historic resistances like right here lying very close to each other. So the up movement can be quite limited here, while the violation of the support of the range, yes, can trigger quite a nice bearish movement. Then he says, how do you know that this is the psychological level? So it's very simple. The psychological level is tend to be based on the round whole numbers. So let's just open the Nikkei chart. Yeah, and so here are the price levels of gold on the right. And the psychological levels are the round numbers. For example, 2,500. So the psychological level, 2,600, yes, 2,700, 2,800, yes. That's it. The logic is very simple. And of course, for example, the 2,500 is more powerful than, for example, 2,700, simply because the 2,500 is kind of more round than the 2,700. And for example, 3,000 level is definitely stronger than 2,900 because 3,000 level is more whole than the 2,900. Yes, I hope that it is clear. Now, CADCHF, question from Ernest about CADCHF. Let's check that out and discuss. So now the pair actually looks quite weak. We are trading on this key support. At the moment, we have recently violated that strong support right here that presumably turned into resistance after a breakout. What else do we have right here? We have the trend line here as well. So kind of, yeah, it's kind of what can we see right here? So we are now stuck between two structures. We recently tested the support. We are now consolidating right here, and yeah, and by the way, we have formed quite an ugly but still valid from the price action analysis perspective inverted head and shoulders pattern, right? And I think that the violation of the neckline, yes, can give us a local important sign of strength of the buyers that can push the prices up to that major yellow resistance. Yeah, so that, yeah, you can build your trading plan for now around this pattern here. Yeah, and Timur asked to analyze pound yen. My friend, we already analyzed pound yen. Please check the recording, and after I finish the live stream, by the way, I also will provide the time codes, so you will see the exact time codes with all the pairs that were analyzed. Then what will be the next one? Pound Swiss. My friend, we analyzed pound Swiss at the beginning of the live stream. You can also check the recording. I explained my outlook there, and I see retracement on pound New Zealand on the 4 hours, says Rohit. If we get a 1 hour bullish reversal, should we go long? Let's check it now. Wow, interesting. So what we got here is that, yeah, we got quite a strong bullish movement, and now the market is retracing. Yeah, it looks like we have respected this resistance right here. Yeah, some daily resistance was here, and from that we see the correction. And yeah, so far, because the trend is bullish, I think it's reasonable to look for some correction to that support, right? I guess that is so far the closest strong support from where we can look for buying. Yeah. So, traders, a lot of news coming today. Be very careful. The Japanese, not the Japanese, the European, the German, the US news are coming, and it can be quite a volatile trading day. Same as Thursday and Friday. A lot of news are coming, so be very careful with your trades and always protect your trades ahead of the release of the important fundamentals, right? And as always, we analyzed a lot of charts. We analyzed a lot of peers. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this session. So always, traders, if you are interested in some of my premium stuff, I have recently completed my Smart Money Concept book, explaining to you the basics and advanced techniques and strategies of smart money concept trading. I also have the course explaining to you my trading strategy, the top-down analysis trading strategy. I have the Trading Academy where I do this live streams on a daily basis, and I have a VIP signals group. You can find all that on my website, vasilytrader.com. As I said, I have a lot of free educational articles for you, educational articles on different subjects, the trading basics, the advanced trading strategies and techniques. You can also find that on my website. Just open vasilytrader.com and find the free education page. And you will find more than 200 educational articles there. Also, please do not forget to subscribe to my social networks. I have a free Telegram channel. I have TradingView, Instagram, Twitter. You can find all the links in the description below. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for being on the live stream with me today. And thank you for asking questions. Thank you for sharing the feedbacks. The recording of the live stream will be provided in a couple of minutes. Time codes will be provided as well. See you on TradingView.